It's noon here in Bethesda, Maryland, and 9 a.m. in Claremont, California. And this is news that you can use with your hosts, Zach and Ray. And we have a special guest today. It's Miss Laura Saltzer with us. Coach Laura,
Good
how are you
morning.
today? What,
I'm doing
how's
well. How
Coach
are you,
Laura?
Ray?
Oh, I am wonderful. I'm so glad to see the two of you.
All right, Pops, here's the deal. We have an incredible amount of news this morning. Let's kick things off. By the way, good looking sweatshirt. Where'd you get that? Shop.joinyaa.com by chance?
I'm pretty sure that's where I got mine. Yes.
It looks good. All right, we're going to kick
Well,
things off, Dad. We have so much to talk about. The Toyota news. Let's start with Toyota, and then Laura, did you see the Black Book data? Did you see it?
I absolutely did not.
Well, Pops did, so he'll walk us through the Black Book data. But, Dad, let's start with what happened over at Toyota, the news this morning. Do you want me to pull it up on the screen?
Well, somebody better, because I do have a photographic memory, but I don't know that I had all the cameras in my photographic memory bank when I read it. But the big news was the big news was that Toyota is thinking about raising the prices on their cars, and as they've said in the past, they've kind of raised the prices once or twice every year, and right now they're thinking about maybe doing that more frequently, and they're also trying to figure out exactly how much they can raise the prices until the customers finally balk and go, I don't care how good that Toyota is, at that price I'm not buying it. And so the one thing I know for sure from having read that is if you live in North America or Europe, the price of a Toyota is going up.
And Dad, the headlines are reading not only the fact that Toyota is moving in the direction of more dynamic pricing and things that we've seen from peers like Tesla, and heck, even Ford is doing more and more of that. We also have headlines like this, Dad, that put into perspective, and Coach Laura, put into perspective how bad things are at Toyota relative to their peers. Toyota cuts output target amid chip crunch as profit tumbles 25%. No wonder they're having to take some aggressive changes or make some aggressive changes. They're suffering.
They are, and even though they've lowered their projection for production for the whole fiscal year from I think it was 9.7 million cars they hope to produce down to 9.2 million. They actually, in the third quarter, or in the last quarter, I guess it is for Toyota, their North American operations actually lost money, and their European operations actually lost money because of the impact of the increase in prices to Toyota for the parts and materials that they need to produce the cars. They're a pretty big corporation. They can eat some losses for some time, but they're also, like most corporations, they much prefer to be a profit-making organization than a, they don't want to be like YAA and just lose money every. Oh, I'm sorry. But
Pops, let me pull up one more piece from the article, and then I want to turn this around and make it a bit of like a more practical application. Like, Laura, you listen to the show from time to time. You know what me and my dad do to help people. I want your take on this. Like, okay, if there's fewer cars and they're raising the price, like, what does that make you think if you were going to go out and buy a car? And you have a 2014 Subaru, so who knows? Maybe you will be in the market soon. But Dad, to your point, let me pull it back up on the screen one more time here. Companies can absorb losses, but price increases are being eyed in Europe, which also felt a regional quarterly loss. Toyota struggled to absorb a worldwide cost surge exceeding $2 billion in the July to September period. Wow. Wow.
That's pretty big. We know that Ford had set aside $1 billion for extra cost of goods and extra warranty work. We know that Kia and Hyundai set aside $2 billion for warranty repairs and things of that nature. But this is the first that we've heard that just in that 3-month period of time, July, August, September, that it cost Toyota $2 billion more for the materials, the raw materials and the parts that they use than they had budgeted. That is a huge amount of money. That gives you some idea that inflation is not just a phenomenon here in the United States. It is truly a global issue, and it's probably worse in other parts of the world than it is actually here in the United States. But that's a frightening large amount of money to lose in a 3-month period of time. Even Carvana hasn't figured out a way how to lose that much money in 3 months.
Hey, their earnings, if I'm not mistaken, come out later this week. Credit
I
Acceptance
believe on the
Report comes out
3rd.
after hours today. Yeah. So
Yeah.
stay tuned, Pop. Stay tuned. All right. So Laura, what is your take on this? This is industry deep in the weeds stuff, but if a mega corporation like Toyota, the world's largest automaker, profits go down 25%, they're moving to dynamic pricing. For you as a consumer, what does that make you think about?
I mean, as somebody who already has, can you hear me okay? As someone
Hopefully.
who already has a car and have had a car for some time now, it's just going to make me think more carefully about, I guess, extending the longevity of my car and how I can be more thoughtful about owning it, I guess, because I'm probably not going to look to buy a car if I don't have to echo Ray's sentiments that he always expresses on the show.
If we both like talked in the mic at the same time, then but maybe later. Okay, but Dad,
Yeah.
is Laura's point not well taken? I mean, people are going to hold their vehicles longer and longer because it gets more expensive.
Yeah,
It is, but those who are seriously thinking about getting a car, that would indicate to me, based on what Toyota is saying, and you better believe all the other manufacturers will follow suit, that there is not a better time to buy a new car than right now. Because the one thing Toyota is telling you is that, oh, guess what? They're going up. We are raising the prices. We will continue to raise the prices because they already raised the prices with their initial MSRP increases for the 2023 model year. So if I'm a new car purchaser, if I'm in the market, I'm doing something sooner rather than later. I'm doing something by the end of this year rather than waiting to see what spring brings, because the only thing that spring is going to bring is a higher price tag with higher interest rate charges. So every car, in my mind, is going to get considerably more expensive waiting into next year. That's just me. I could be wrong. God knows I've been wrong many, many times in my life.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree. And I think I also might, as a consumer, think twice about what type of car I'm purchasing. It might make me change my decision a little bit, thinking forward into the future about how long I'm going to own the car and what, I guess, what it's going to cost to own the car over a long period of time.
I would think, Laura, if I were a consumer, and I know that the prices are going to go up, and even if I can't buy right now and I have to wait, any car that I buy, knowing that the prices are going to be higher, I'm buying with the intention of keeping it longer than any car I've ever kept before. Because I have to amortize that cost of that purchase over a longer period of time to have it make sense. So I think this bodes well for the repair side of the business. I think this bodes well, if I may, Zach, for the car edge side of our business. Because anybody looking at a car today, knowing that more than likely they're going to have to keep it longer than they've ever kept their previous cars, need to go to caredge.com and check out what the typical depreciation is and when the expected major repairs and maintenances are for whatever car it is that you're looking at. There is such valuable information that's available that can help guide people when it's time to make that purchase. At least that's the best pitch I could come up with for Car Edge.
All right, and I need to remind everyone. Actually, it's not a reminder. It's the first time I can finally say, Dad, we're not
Yes.
waiting to go live with our credit union partners. We are officially live with our first. Thank you, Laura. We are officially live with our first credit union partners. If you go to joinyaa.com, click on finance, or if you want to refinance a loan, doesn't really matter. You can do either. If you live in Florida or Alabama, we will now take you directly to our portal to work with, in your case, All In Credit Union, one of the 4
Wow.
credit unions we've partnered with. You can start to go through the process right here. So Florida, man, having a cold and doing this is hard. Florida and Alabama are live back at joinyaa.com, and we are going to be coming online, Dad, with Texas and also what was the other one? Georgia.
Is it Wings?
In the next week or two here. And then we've also got nationwide with the exception of Hawaii before the end of the month. Please take a peek at that directly from credit unions at buy rate. No BS. So excited for that, Dad.
And I believe if I remember correctly, you said for every loan or refinance that's done through our credit union sources, we collect a whole $50. A whole $50, ladies and gentlemen, which is several $100 or in some cases several $1,000 less than than what your typical finance manager is going to rake in on a loan at an automobile dealership.
Got to start somewhere, Pops. You got to start
Yes,
somewhere. Thank you to
yes.
everyone who took advantage of our promotion that ended yesterday. Dad, we had our greatest number of new members join the community yesterday. It was pretty exciting. So thank you to everyone who took advantage of the 50% off. But Dad, there
Yes.
is more.
May I say
50%.
something first? I know you thank them. They should be thanking us, damn it. Absolutely, they should be thanking us. The money that you saved them to buy the annual YAA Plus membership and the savings that they can have during the course of that year, they should be sending us notes of thanks and gratitude, damn it, instead of us thanking them. But I will say this, thank you ever so much for having done it.
Dad, you got to go on the success story channel of the community, man. It's full of thank you notes, like full of thank you notes.
Okay.
Really cool one this morning.
Oh yeah, we got a great one this morning. Kimberly shared it internally on the company Slack. Where was it? Yeah, this gentleman, Patrick, said he saved $6,875 because of YAA. Pretty awesome.
And
Dad.
how much did he pay to be a member?
I don't even know if he was a paid member, but he saved money, and so we're happy about that, Dad. We are going to talk
Yes, we
now.
are.
We're
Okay.
going to talk now about Black Book market update. Holy cow, Dad. Holy cow.
Yeah.
The first market update for the month of November, and we are starting things off with a drop. Coach Lawyer, do you see that? That's down.
Sure is.
That's like the lowest it's ever been, Dad. What the heck happened this week at the
Hey,
wholesale auctions?
That's like my mood when it comes to the Arizona Cardinals. It's down, buddy. Down goes wholesale prices. Okay. We have been saying it for months. We have been talking about it for months that we have been seeing close to a point a week drop in wholesale values that dealers are paying at the auction. And we have been hearing from people for months, that's no big deal. What's the big deal? They went up 50%. They've only come down 12 or 13 or 14%. Let me know when it drops another 50%. Folks, it's now starting to drop at a higher rate than that, more than a point a week. Okay. I don't know if you get it, but that's significant. Okay. If inflation was going up at a point a week, you'd be bitching and moaning. Okay. The fact that the wholesale prices are going down a point a week, you should be celebrating. It means ultimately you will be asked to pay less for a pre-owned car. You go in, you talk to the dealers, and the ones that refuse to work with you on the price of a pre-owned car, get up out of the seat and walk the hell out and go find the dealers that are willing to work with you, because the cost of them buying inventory is dropping week over week. And the aged inventory that they are sitting on is like a boat anchor at this point. Okay. And they're pretty damn expensive boat anchors. So if they're not smart enough to work with you, then they're not smart enough to know how to buy cars in the first place. So I don't know why you'd want to do business with them. I'm done.
Ray
Thank you very
Shefska
much.
potentially running
Yeah.
for office in 2024. His platform is lower the
I vote.
prices of used
Yeah,
cars.
yeah,
Dad,
yeah.
the drops were significant amongst some of the segments of vehicles. So again, I don't even have to be hyperbolic this week. This is truly the
No.
largest week over week decline in wholesale used car prices we've ever seen. Subcompact cars lost 3.68% of their value in 1 week, Dad. In 1 week.
Yes.
And we had the question come into the chat here from Lindy. How about selling your car? Good to do that now, too. Values seem to be dropping for sure. You're catching a falling knife at this point, aren't you, Dad?
Yeah, I mean the value of your car is going down by the hour. Okay,
Yeah.
you would have gotten more for it yesterday than you're going to be offered for it today, and you'll be offered more for it tomorrow than you'll be offered for it on Thursday. I'm just telling you. The dealers see what's going on. They see this information. The banks see this information. Dealers will be cutting the amount that they offer you for your trade by way more than what the wholesale markets have dropped. So yeah, they're because they're going to look at you and they're going to tell you, oh my God, you should see what's going on at the auctions. These cars are dropping like rocks. And so they're going to use that to offer you less and less for your car. So if you have an extra car that you're looking to get rid of, sell it yesterday. Okay, absolutely sell it yesterday, because if you're going to wait to sell it next week, you're going to take a several $100 or several $1,000 loss in what's going to be offered to you.
There's a video that we will be filming and a lot of data that we're going to pull together that talks about folks that unfortunately are underwater to an incredible degree on their auto loans. And sadly, Dad, we saw this from a mile away when it was going on last year. Eventually, we knew used car prices would normalize, and they're still extremely overvalued, like relative to where
Yes.
they were back in 2019, 2020. They are falling faster than ever before. So what went up is coming down. Dad, so many delinquencies, so many repossessions on the horizon, so many people that are just going to be in a negative equity position that they could have never even comprehended. I mean, tens of thousands of dollars in negative equity that some folks are going to be in.
One of the rule of thumbs in the finance office for people is that you should put at least 20% down so that you won't be the proud owner of negative equity. But if you paid 50% too much for the car and you put 20% down, you were the proud owner of negative equity the moment you drove off the lot. So all those people that paid way, way, way too much because they just couldn't wait to get a car, those people are going to be sitting on some of the biggest potential losses on anything they've ever purchased in their life. When we saw some of the pricing, the rule, as I said, the rule of thumb for people not to need gap insurance was to put like 20% down, when in reality, prices were so far off as far as relating to real value that number should have been 40% down. If you weren't putting 40% down, you better have purchased gap insurance on that car on that loan, so that if God forbid anything happens, you won't be on the hook for it. It's going to get really ugly. But we knew it was going to get ugly because, as we said, it wasn't sustainable, and it's proving, well, not to be.
Another reason I'm excited that we're partnering with credit unions, Dad, we can't sell gap insurance because we're not privy to the loan. We can now connect you to the organization who can sell you gap insurance. So excited that now that we have these credit union partners. And again, back at joinyaa.com, you can go ahead and get your financing or refinance an existing loan. Even as rates go up, refinancing with a credit union could save you a heck of a lot of money, especially when we're not upselling you a bunch of crappy products and things like that. But that gap insurance, you can now get gap insurance to us. the whole thing's coming together, man, so that people can get the information, then they can take action all in one place and not get screwed. Just genuinely not get screwed. It's awesome.
Well, I believe that's the whole concept of what it is we've been trying to do. I understand that there are good dealers out there that get upset with us because they think we're painting all dealers with the same brush. And truth of the matter is, there are good dealers out there. Okay. The unfortunate reality is they're still in the minority. So, what we do, it's true, Laura, it is. So what we do is we're trying to prepare people for the vast majority of the dealers out there. We're trying to help them so that they won't get taken advantage of by the vast majorities that are out of dealers out there. The good dealers, shout outs to you, the Schomp organization, Earl Stewart. There's others that are out there that are basically negotiation free type stores that are transparent, that will really try to help you through the purchase process. When you go into those stores, you don't need what we've been teaching. But for the vast majority of stores that are out there, the information that we share, the tools that we share, apparently the new cheat sheet that Kimberly and I came out with, which people are utilizing, those are for the dealers that don't want to play fair. And my hope, and you probably hate me saying this, but my hope is that we can have such an impact on the industry that we get dealerships across the board to change how they do business, and so that in the future there's no need for us. But you know what? I think that might happen in my grandchildren's lifetimes, not in ours.
Dad, why do you think we're in the insurance business, the warranty business, the finance business, the maintenance business? So it's okay. It's okay. Can we take a moment here, guys, and actually just acknowledge the fact that there are not only car segments that have fallen by 3-4%, whatever it is, Dad, it's happening on the truck and SUV side as well. Now is more important than ever before to be up to date with this information, because you could still walk in, like, Laura, if you weren't in a relationship with me and watching this with my dad, you could just go buy a car next week and totally get screwed because you don't know what's happening. This is like, it's more important than ever before to be up to date with this information because it's changing so rapidly, so quickly. I guess I'm just really, even I'm surprised with how much we stay up to date with all this. It's like you said, Dad, every day, every hour, this market's evolving when in the past never had been. It would move a lot more slowly. It's pretty wild what's happening.
When we did that role play video, it happened really fast.
Yeah.
And truth of the matter is, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, when I first got in the business, and we didn't have the internet, okay, and we would get like our gals books once a week or whatever it was that were compilations from what were going on at the auctions. That happened weekly, and the information when we got it was already old. And today we have access to all this information instantly, almost instantly. It happens daily. Black Book has told us that they try and update their values on their websites for car values. They try to do it daily. And if they would do it hourly if they could, they just don't have the ability to do that yet. But values change daily. They actually change hourly, but realistically they get reported on a daily basis. And so dealers really have the opportunity to see what is going on in the market almost instantly, and they adjust the amounts that they're willing to do for trade-ins, and they should be adjusting the prices that they're asking for their on-hand inventory on a daily basis. They should be.
Let's take a quick second here, Dad. You mentioned we've got that cheat sheet that you and Kimberly put together. Huge shout out to Kimberly. Her and Phil, Dad, and Justice, and Mario, and Ashley, and Jerry, and Jennifer were probably working till like 10 p.m. last night. I mean, it was ridiculous, Dad. That team deserves all the kudos in the world because we were just so busy. But Dad, under resources, we have our free guides. Not everything we do here you got to pay for. I would actually say most of the stuff you can get for free.
Yes.
Go under resources, go to free guides, car buying cheat sheet. Former dealer shares how to negotiate car prices confidently. Also, kind of looks like he throws a weak left hand, but that's okay. More legs, Dad. More legs. And then you go on the page, Pops.
Yeah.
Just let me have it, Dad. You go on the page. Wait, you know what? While I even demonstrate this, let me just...
Down goes Shefska! Down goes Shefska!
You literally have done word tracks. So when the salesperson says, what do you want your monthly payment to be? You say, I'm not concerned with the monthly payment. I am focused on the total out the door price. When the salesman says that, you just went through with Kimberly for the finance manager, the salesperson, everything that they're going to throw at you, all the different things they're going to say, how to respond to it. And Pops, this is free, but you mentioned the Black Book trade-in values. That's part of becoming a YAA member. Become a YAA Plus member. You get access to everything we do with our car buying program, which includes our market price reports, the Black Book trade-in values, the one-on-one live chat with a coach to help you navigate your deal. We can now help you with that financing as well, plus the savings on maintenance and repairs, the members-only pricing on insurance and warranties. It has never been a better time, Dad, to be aware of YAA and what we're building. It is can we say it's a buyer's market? You still shouldn't buy a car if you don't need to, but it's a buyer's market, and we're here to help make the most of it for you.
It is moving towards a buyer's market. And with the fact that the wholesale prices of these cars are dropping as rapidly as they are from week to week, indicates to me that prices will be and should be coming down. And if you're talking to a dealer that has had a vehicle on their lot for 70 days, 90 days, 120 days, and they don't want to work with you on price, go find yourself a different dealer, because they are, to quote, and I don't know that I should say this, but I'll say it anyway, to quote an old saying in the car business, they're like pissing into the wind, telling themselves it's raining. Okay. It's just that simple. They need to wake up, okay, and realize it ain't really drizzling outside. Okay. I'll try and be
Pops,
good
we got a couple comments here, and Laura and I are excited. Space, who is the mayor of the YAA community. YAA community is 100% free. Join YAA.com/community. He's saying, Aaron, the deals are in Palm Springs. Hyundai Palm Springs is a good dealership. Sylvia, is going to be joining us in Palm Springs. Pops, we're heading to Palm Springs this afternoon, actually.
Today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool. You shopping the outlets, kids, or what?
We might go buy a car. Why not? No, we're not going to buy a car.
Yeah, because I believe the trade's still in DC.
Time for you to sell stopbuyingcars.com.
Yes, yeah. We no longer own stopbuyingcars.com. No, but maybe we can. Maybe we'll drive past Automobile Row and I'll see how full the lots are. And Dad, look at this from Tim. I signed up for your premium membership just because I appreciate what you're doing to help car buyers. Y'all are great. That's awesome, Tim. We're thrilled to have your support.
Thank you.
All right, Dad.
We're trying hard.
We're
hardly trying, one of the two.
Dad, literally the entire support team was working till 10 p.m. last night. Like, seriously, till 10 p.m. It was insane. I can't thank them enough, but holy cow, we got to get some help on the team. I mean, 10 p.m. is a long day when you started at like 7. Like, that's ridiculous. That's
your kind of day, buddy.
Yeah, I don't want that for everyone. I'm addicted to it. I don't want I don't want somebody to get burnt out. Like, that's.
It was convenient when you didn't want to watch the scary movie last night.
Yeah, we're watching a movie and I'm on my laptop. Anyway, it's okay. It was too scary. All right, Dad. So you got any parting shots before the end of today's show? I think I'm just gonna throw it out there, Dad. We might need to do an emergency live stream. Maybe not this week, but maybe next week. I mean, it's been a while since we've done an emergency live stream, and there's a lot happening in the market right now that I think people need to be aware of. And maybe we can even get Coach Laura to keep joining us for some of these shows.
Yes, and the only piece of advice I have for you when it comes to watching scary movies is the same piece of advice that I gave to my date when I saw the movie The Omen. Okay, and she had her hands over her eyes. And I said, at the cost of a ticket, take your damn hands off of your eyes and watch the damn movie. Okay, because this was back in the day, and it was $10 a shot to get in to see this damn movie. So, so Zach, off of the laptop, watch the movie, and just get on with it.
It's cheaper when it's your parents' neighbor's HBO account.
I don't think you want to say that on live TV here.
They know we use it. It's totally fine.
Thank you, Joan.
Oh, okay, cool.
Wait, couple comments that I just want to address quickly. Eric says, "Dang, I should have jumped on the 50% off deal for YA Plus. I misunderstood what it came with." Use the code YouTube. We're running just an ongoing 20% off, so you can get that, Eric. And then we've got here, Dad. Jerry says, if being forced into keeping your wheels longer because of the price of new cars, how long will the YA maintenance and repair services cover a vehicle? For newer vehicles, the extended warranty could go out over 10 or up to 10 years. And the new maintenance and repair interface that we have and the discounts we've negotiated for our members, you can use that in perpetuity. So please, 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 I love this. I joined YA Plus last week. I worked in the car business for 20 plus years. Love it. Yeah, this is awesome, Dad. All right. I could go on forever. You guys got to stop me from just pitching. You want to hit the button, Pops?
You're done. Zach, you're done. You've got to save up your energies and your strength so you can sit in the back seat on the way to Palm Springs. In the meantime, I do believe that we will be back here tomorrow with more news that you can use from YAA at 9 Pacific for those of you out west, and noon Eastern. So if I may, we'll see you all back here tomorrow, everybody, and thanks so much for being here.
Love you, Pops. Thank you, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Love you, kids. See you later.